It's not easy for me to be here today, in front of all of you. I know we meet here weekly to support each other. And I see a lot of faces that I recognize. For better, for worse, I suppose. I try to sink into how I'm feeling. Get present. But it's the same feeling every time, so it's not difficult for me. I'm sure you can relate. I'm sure you're just as confused as I am. Just as bitter. Because it's unintelligible why people won't touch us. All of us 6 feet apart in our chairs. Like this is the normal thing. Even the facilitator won't touch anyone. No hugs. No shaking hands, no pats on the back. All of those things. Gone. Some people are happy about that. I feel like I'm a master at that I've known this way before it became normal. 35 years, no one's touched me. The last time I was touched was 11 years old. And now, 35 years later, everybody's catching up with it. As if it's the new rage. But it sucks. I touch myself a lot. Scratch myself a lot. I think my body just makes up itches. So I can touch myself, scratch myself. I try not to touch myself in ways that are too self-gratifying, if you know what I mean. Because I would just never get out of bed that way. See, I impose quarantine on myself. At an early age. People weren't responding to me. I had various quirks. Kind of like an idiot savant or someone with autism. People piss me off. You guys piss me off. All of you. So I punished the whole world when I was 11. I said, you people are going to be pathetic, will you? I'm not touching you anymore. You're not touching me. You stop being pathetic? I'll think about it. After a while, you get used to it. Not being touched, not touching anyone. The skin starts to crave it, and that's the hardest part. It's literally a hunger. You get hungry for contact, and it drives you a little nuts, and you can't see straight. You don't know what's wrong with yourself, with reality. But after a while, I figured it out. It was been worth the sacrifice. These people are pathetic. and I'm boycotting them. I'm boycotting the planet. And now you guys got this little epidemic, pandemic, whatever. And you want to stop touching each other. I'm like, get ready. Because it's not what you think it is. You're not prepared. You haven't done the work. You haven't investigated. Felt the consequences. And you're doing it for spurious reasons. I did it for good reasons. And I will continue to do it for good reasons. Because when you boycott other human people, you send them a message, which is, stop fucking with me. Stop being pathetic. And my refusal to touch or to be touched is judgment. It hurts. I know you all feel that. But I know you've all got your different reasons for not being touched. Some of those reasons are pathetic, I know that. I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't care. I don't touch people, they don't touch me. What can you give me? I don't care. I can judge you because there's nothing that you can't take away from me that I can't take away from myself first. Yeah, you heard it here first. Oh, you want to take away love? Too bad, I already took it away. I got there first. I did your work for you. And don't even think about sitting there in a heap of resentment and thinking about how angry I am. You think I'm angry? Well, it's nothing compared to what I would be if I let you touch me, or if you let me touch you. Because then we have this kind of connection. And then we have these kind of expectations. And then we get disappointed with each other. And then we get furious with each other. And life just goes downhill. So I took a preemptive strike. I knocked all you guys out. When I walk in the room, I know no contact is going to be made. I know you're hungry for contact. Your epidermis is crying out like a soul lost in the desert. Thirsty. But you gotta think about it this way. What have I gained? How am I a better person? Me, this person, how am I better? What has improved for me since I sanctioned all of you? Because you're not the real deal. Next week you'll go back to touching people and letting them touch you. You had a nice little jaunt, little vacation from touch. All of you, you're not the real deal. I can tell. You haven't gone through the crucible, the abyss. That happened 25 years ago. 10 years in, I went through the crucible. You guys have been doing this for 2 weeks? You think it's trendy? You think this is a fad? No. 10 years from now, you tell me how you feel when for 10 years you've chosen not to touch or be touched. Tell me if you feel the payoff, the trade-off from your decision. You're not gonna make it. You can't make it because you're addicted. Touch is food for you. You don't know what you're missing. You don't know how overrated touch actually is. You think that somehow all this is gonna last. It's not gonna last because you can't withstand the pressure. But if you can withstand the pressure of never being touched or never touching another person again, oh, miracles will open up for you. That's the truth. Because the body compensates. You will develop new skills. New skills of rapprochement. You will. Oh, you'll become a diplomat. You're going to become so hungry that you're going to start grasping, craving for something you cannot have. And you're going to start picking up things. Stuff's going to start coming to you. In the middle of the night, you'll wake up in a sweat, clenching the bed sheets. You may even wet your bed because of what you're seeing, the visions that you're having, the clairvoyance and the premonition, the prophecies. Because I knew 35 years ago that the world was doomed and I needed to see it. Of course, I didn't know that not touching people or allowing myself to be touched at age 11 would do anything like turn me into a Nostradamus. But I saw this happening on a global scale 35 years ago. People would be initiated into this ritualistic ceremony where they refuse to touch each other. But the difference is, you're not choosing it, it's being chosen for you. And so you're not going to get the gifts that I have. The gifts of prophecy. Because I'm starving. I'm starving for touch. And I'm prohibiting human touch. So I get touched. You betcha I get touched. I get touched by something else. Oh yeah. It drives me a little crazy. But I know things about you that you don't even know. I know your future. And all of this because I got sick of it. Be honest. You are sick of the bullshit too. Right, I know that for a fact, but you're not doing anything about it. You know, in the olden days, people were sick of something, they did something about it. I saw a movie, I think it was called The Grandmaster. He was in China. This daughter lost her father. He was a grandmaster of Kung Fu. And this guy, the grandmaster, had a student who eventually killed him. And the daughter punished herself. She said, I will not marry and do a couple other things I don't remember until I find this guy who killed my dad. And then I'm going to take him out. Because she was trained by her father, the grandmaster. So you see what I'm saying? Do you get it? You people are pretenders to the throne. To this throne. This is a throne. This is a throne. This is a king. And I do have the Midas touch, the King Midas touch. But it's the Midas touch of no touch. I punish myself for the gifts that you cannot see and you cannot have. Now you want to know why I punish myself? I punish myself because you are not showing up. You're not doing the work. You're lazy and you're incompetent and you don't care. You're apathetic. You're apathetic about all the insanity around you. You've been numbed, anesthetized to the deception. So what is a man like me to do? I punish myself. I flog myself because you won't do anything to take responsibility. I take my responsibility and multiply it by 2 when I see you, and multiply it by 3 when I see you, and 4, 5, 6 times, and I multiply it by billions. I take responsibility for all of this deception, for all of this insanity. I take responsibility for all of it. The blood is on my hands. You're not doing anything. There's no blood on your hands. So what's a man to do to compensate and to balance, to bring homeostasis to the planet? He's got to make a sacrifice. He's got to make a vow. He's got to punish himself to balance the scales. So I have not touched anyone. And I have not been touched for 35 years because my precocious, I don't mind saying, 11-year-old mind understood on a basic, primitive, intuitive level that balance must be restored. Now the problem is, now you guys are all here. You think you're doing the same thing and you're not doing the same thing. You're protesters. Man, it's becoming popular around the world now. Billions of people, 6 feet apart, not touching each other, afraid of each other. This isn't the real thing. I'm the real thing. I'm the king. You're not on a throne everywhere you go. That's the distinguishing trait. You've got to be on a throne. You don't touch, and won't allow yourself to be touched, and you're the king of any moment because you've made the sacrifice to balance the world. And it may seem like a lot has gone to my brain to compensate for the absence that I live with daily. It may seem that way to you, but I've got to tell you, when you make a sacrifice that configures your whole life, when you make a vow like that, you are balanced in a way that other people cannot understand. You restore reality, whether people realize it or not. So you sit here all around me, this no-touch anonymous group, whatever you call yourselves, you're now around the world, billions of you, afraid of touching, not being touched, not reaching out, touching another. You're doing it for the wrong reason. There's only one reason to do something like that. It's because you are against the pathetic deception that rules your life. And you're making the sacrifice so everybody around you can say, why are you making this sacrifice? I'm sorry, can you just please tell me why you won't let me touch you? Just explain why you won't touch me. And I look at that person in the eye and I'm saying to him or her, do you have any idea what's going on in the world? How it's so insane. How treachery has been normalized from the top of the pyramid down. You were born in a cage that you cannot see, taste, hear, touch, smell. You will never know how to escape that cage because you don't even know it exists. Well, that cage cannot touch me. Because I will never touch you.